So good morning. It's sometime early in the morning. I'm not really sure what time it is actually. 6 maybe? 6:30? I don't know. Day 33. The new tent is small, but worked out pretty well. I tried to do everything inside the tent as if it was raining, just to see, and that seemed to work. Everything meaning like pack up my pack as far as it would go, just to see, and that seemed to work okay. So it was an absolutely perfect morning. It's like 65 degrees, a little warm actually. It's about 57 or something in the tent, so it must have been 53 or something outside. And I didn't really sleep very well. I mean, I slept some, kind of on and off, but not a lot. So that's that. What was I gonna say? Oh, and I also felt like I was gonna throw up when I first woke up. So I went to the bathroom, and that, well, the very, probably the most unpleasant privy I've used so far. But the roof over the top was not tall enough to stand up in, so I had to kind of sit down as you maneuvered yourself, which was fun. And the trail is amazing. It's like a freaking road. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like there's no roots, no rocks. It's just a flat, pounded dirt path. This is pretty commonly used trail because it's just because you can do what I'm doing, which is going from Matt's Patch to Hot Springs without too much trouble. So a lot of people do that, both directions. Bugs are terrible this morning. Well, they're not New England terrible, but they're certainly unpleasant. So I'm going to Hot Springs. It's about 12 miles. I hooked up with a bunch of kids who are doing 20-mile days. So they're cranking. There's two of them, Chloe and Harris, don't have trail names yet, who have time constraints. So they're going really fast. We'll see if that works out for them or not. So they'll pass me here shortly. Chloe's already up. I don't think Harris is up yet. And then there's Strider and Green and a couple other people. I don't know their names. Yeah, I'm gonna fall here. So anyway, that's it. 12 miles. I go down, and then up about the same up I went yesterday, 1,000 feet or so, and then all the way down to Hot Springs. Long, slow decline down into Hot Springs. So that's that. We'll catch up later. I'm having like a hot flash here. It's amazing. Mornings are always weird. I've probably said that a million times already, but it's like I get up and I'm raring to go, and because I wake up so fast, and then I'm hiking and it's like I don't feel so well. And then it slowly goes away. So this should be an interesting one because it's not a really long downhill, so I'll still be waking up when I start on the uphill, which is normally what happens. So that'll be see. I mean, normally what happens after a shelter, meaning you have to climb back up again after a shelter. Just a quickie here, day 33. I'm stopping at the top of the big climb. Now it's all downhill, which is gonna suck. I just talked to one of the kids. There's two, I think three that started pretty close to the same time in Springer. She's on day 17. I'm on day 33. She's doing 20 to 25 miles a day, and she started out at like that rate. And I think this other guy, Harris, is doing the same thing. And his pack is 45 pounds. It's just amazing. I don't know if this is the same bird, but super loud. It's way far away. It's not quite the same call every time, but it's pretty close. Anyway, day 33. So I'm about 3 miles into Hot Springs. It's 12:15 or something, so I'm doing about 1.5 miles per hour maybe, which is perfect. And met up with these two guys, one who walks the same speed as me, which is great. They're taking lunch at the shelter right here. I'm gonna walk ahead slowly for a while. But I just happened to glance into the woods because it's not marked on the trail. I'll stand over here. So the trail is down there, right? And I'm just walking up that thing and look up here. Check this out, man. There's 2 graves, one of which is, I don't know if you can see that, it's sunken in, right? 1966, George GRGG, 1881 to 1966. And so that's what, 60 years ago, 50 years ago? And there's like a hole in the ground that's coffin shaped right there. And then this one over here says Ava Graggs. Oh, Gregg. George W. Gregg, Gragg, okay. This is Ava Gregg, October 3rd, 1882, November 3rd, 1940. Absent, not dead. But they're in the middle of the woods. I have to look this up. This is pretty amazing. I'll take a picture of this so I can remember it. I mean, it's both cool and kind of creepy that his grave is sunken in. Oh well, I did it again. Hit the photo button rather than the video button, so just spent a whole 10 minutes describing my backpack to a picture. Let's shrink this down a bit. This pack is an Osprey Arc Air and it's not as refined. It's made by what used to be a cottage industry backpacking company called Z-Packs. And they make a lot and sell a lot of packs now, but they're just haven't been in business that long, so their packs are still a little rough around the edges. They're known for being waterproof because they're DCF and really, really lightweight. So this one's about a pound or something. But it has these 2 bumps at the top of the pack on the corners, and they're pressing into my shoulders, which is not bad. It's just a little annoying. Am I recording? Yes, okay, good. Whew. Anyway, so there's three options. One, if you wear the pack like I'm trying to wear it right now, the way the sort of long-term standard has been that the weight is supposed to be sitting on your hips and the shoulder straps just sort of hold the bag forward. Then you can loosen up the shoulders enough so that those bumps don't press into my shoulders, which is kind of what it's like right now. So the problem with that is most guys don't really have hips. So it slowly slides down. Then it slowly gets in this weird sort of tight around your stomach, but sitting on your shoulders at the same time. And I don't know, it doesn't seem to be well thought out to have it sit on your hips. So option A is do this where the belt is really almost uncomfortably tight. Option B is to be a woman that has hips because they work great with backpack. Put the belt just above your hips, tighten the belt, and it just sits there on your hips, never slides down. Then you can adjust the shoulder straps however you want, and all the weight really is on your hips. The third option is to get a pack the third option is to not use a hip belt, which is interesting. My hand is so sweaty, the pole is slipping down. It's 76 degrees and breezy. It's not too bad, actually. Mostly in the shade here. I'm probably getting sunburned. Anyway, so you not use a hip belt, so you save the weight of the hip belt and a little bit of complexity, but whatever. Then the belt on this pack is, ounces, and on a lot of packs it's just not, you don't really save that much. But it is lighter, and you go ultralight and carry fewer clothes and have a smaller pack that has no hip belt. And then the fact that it's hanging from your shoulders just doesn't matter because the whole rig is so cheap, so lightweight, not cheap. So the whole rig is so lightweight, it doesn't matter it's sitting on your shoulders. So I'm not going to do that because I have too many fears that I pack in my pack that make it heavier than ultralight. Ultralight is arbitrarily less than 10 pounds, but that's really arbitrary. My pack without food right now is, what did I say? It's like 16 pounds or something. Anyway, so the next time I go out, the next section I'm going to use an Osprey pack, which I have, which is roughly the same size as this, maybe a little bigger. It weighs a pound more, but it's so comfortable. It's people swear by it, and I've worn it before. It really is comfortable. You just kind of forget that you're wearing it. So the extra pound is, your legs and everything feels the weight of the extra pound, a little more than a pound. But your waist and your shoulders and stuff are more comfortable. So interesting trade-off. So 6.5 miles yesterday and 13 today. Thought it was only 10, but it's 13. Pretty soon we're going to start going downhill, and that's going to just kill. It's like 2 miles of downhill. I've met a bunch of people. Let's see if I can remember them all. 2 women whose names I don't know. Chloe Harris Green, who's a guy that wears all his gear's green, like blues, gear's all blue. And those 3 are kind of together. And then there's the boxer, who I don't really know very well. Then I met these 2 brothers-in-law, Strider and somebody else whose name I can't remember. And it's that guy who seems to walk the same pace as me, but he's only hiking today and maybe tomorrow. So I might walk with them. And they'll all be at the hostel, or at least in town today afternoon. So that should be cool. Be fun. Hang out. Prepare mentally for the rain. Is that a bench up there? No way. Day something. 33. Okay, day 33, Paul's Curiosities. This thing is about 4 inches at the bottom, but it's like a perfect pyramid. If I can go around it here. Where'd it go? There it is. It's like a mini pyramid. Go back out and put my hand in there. So it's like that big. It's really cool. Just sitting in the middle of the trail. There's a straight down shot. It's always fun to walk into a place on the trail that you've been to before from the other direction. So this is the entrance to the parking to Laughing Heart Hostel. And I came here in a car and then walked up this trail about 50 feet. Saw this sign and everything. And now I'm here on the trail, having started at max patch. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that's all. Day 33. I'm at the hostel. I saw him last time I was here. Apparently he just drives around town on his tractor. 33.